Alex, it's just past 8:30 and you're on your way to training. What sort of music are you listening to?
I'm not really big on my music, I'll be honest with you. In the morning I'll probably just listen to the radio, or if the example now the Ryder Cup's on, I'll listen to something like that. And sometimes I'll listen to a podcast depending on where I'm driving to.
And how's this week been? Obviously on a high after winning at Walsall.
Yeah, no, we've been good. We've had a good solid week of work. We were in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Had a good 3 days on the trot, off yesterday and coming in the end this morning, and all focus now turns to Tranmere.
How have you found your time at Wimbledon so far?
Yeah, it's been really enjoyable. I've settled in really well with the lads. They're a good group of lads. And as you said, we started really well, going on that really long unbeaten run, having a good little cup run, getting the Chelsea game, and I've thoroughly enjoyed my time here. On a personal note, I say I started really well. Just hope that I can carry that on and keep going and keep helping the team to win games.
What would you say is the best thing about being a goalkeeper?
I don't know, it is a tough position, I'll be honest. You're kind of like an individual in a team sport. You kind of work away from the lads quite a lot. But I just enjoy making saves. It's probably exactly the same as if you ask a striker why they enjoy scoring goals. I'm at the opposite end of the scale. I just enjoy keeping the ball out the back of the net. And that's just something that I've always enjoyed from a young kid, diving around in the mud. Always being the idiot that's diving around, trying to save the shot. So that's what I've enjoyed always growing up, and I've just taken it from there to now being in the professional game and still diving around like a bit of a kid.
Fair play. I interviewed Matt Tubbs once and he said he couldn't remember all the goals he scored. He obviously scored a lot. Do you have a particular save that you remember and think, oh, that's the best save I've ever made?
Ooh, there's a couple that spring to mind. I do remember one away at Peterborough. Ivan Toney had a shot from about 3 yards out. It smacked me on the head and went over the bar. Didn't really know a lot about it, but everyone goes on about what a great save it was. And then there was a similar one when I was on loan at Bradford, where basically just thrown myself in the way and it's come off my head and gone over the bar. So they're probably the ones that you remember the most, probably not for actual save wise, but more for the comedy of it hitting my head and going up.
Do you have a goalkeeper that you looked up to when you were younger?
I didn't really. I grew up as an Arsenal fan, and David Seaman was always a bit of a legend. So he was a bit before my time, so I didn't really get to see many of his games and stuff, but I've seen clips, and I think I said in one of my other interviews, I remember the save in the FA Cup where he's pulled it out the net that gets played over and over again. That's always a favourite of mine. And then I'd probably say someone like a Joe Hart. Growing up watching England, he was probably the England goalkeeper at the time, and some of his performances for City in the Champions Leagues and things like that always stick out. So I'd probably say a combination of the two. Joe Hart probably was playing when I was growing up, so he'd been the one that I kind of remember, and then as an all-time legend, I'd go with David Seaman.
You've been in football for a number of years now. Do you still get starstruck? Have you ever been starstruck?
I do, yeah. I'm not a massive person of going over and asking for pictures and autographs of people. If I see a famous person, I probably wouldn't go over and ask for them for a picture. But I do remember when it was a bit surreal, even the other week, when you're playing on a pitch against Enzo Fernandez, Caicedo, who are well over £100 million worth of player, and you're playing against them. It is a bit surreal. But when you're on the pitch, you try not to think about that. You try to just think about they're a footballer, you're a footballer, and you're just playing against each other. So yeah, it should just be an even playing field, even though they do cost 100 million. You're both on the same pitch, so you've got to try and do your best.
From that point of view, from a player's point of view, do you think it's strange that you're kind of worth money as a human being? I've never actually thought of it like that.
Yeah, when you do say it like that, it is a bit of a strange thing. Like when you get bought by someone or whatever it is, the club that you're at are trying to negotiate basically a price for you to leave. So I've never really thought about it like that, but obviously when you hear about people being sold for hundreds of millions, you think that is a bit crazy, that is what happens in the game. But I guess that's just football, and you kind of deal with it. When you're thinking of getting a move to a football club, the last thing you're thinking of is, oh, I'm worth 100 million. you go in there to hopefully play and hopefully do well for the club. So you're not really thinking about the price tag, I wouldn't say.
So you were driving through the streets of Wimbledon on the way to training. How have you settled into being in London, and what do you enjoy about it?
It is a massive difference. Obviously, I grew up in Portsmouth, in between Portsmouth and Southampton, so I've not been used to this city lifestyle, to say. I've always had houses with gardens. Obviously, I've got my 2 little Frenchies, which are still struggling to try and settle into a little flat and things like that. But it's great. The actual town and village of Wimbledon is lovely. Me and my girlfriend love going down there. We love walking around. It's a lovely place to live, and hopefully one day it'll feel like home, because that's what you wanna feel like when you're playing. You want somewhere to feel like home, and hopefully that'll come soon.
I'd say you're probably not that big on social media. You have it. Do you see it as a benefit for footballers, or maybe a negative? Or I'd say there's probably both, points for both, really, isn't there? Yeah,
I'd say it's a bit of both. Obviously, if you use it well, it really is a great kind of platform to express yourself. We're just going to have to sit here for 20 minutes because there's cars coming through. Right, interesting. We're just going to come through.
Are you a calm driver?
No, the complete opposite. Why are you... It's my right of way. I'm still just going to plough through. Right, sorry, where were we?
Social media.
Yeah, I think it's naturally going to come more and more into the game. Things get put out on there. You're always getting tagged in pictures. You're always getting tagged in videos and whatever. So I think it'll naturally become a massive part of the game. I think it's something that you need to get taught quite young as to how to handle social media. Because as a youngster, you probably go out there looking for all the positive things, and then if you're one of those people that goes out looking and there's lots of negative things about your name, it probably does affect you quite a lot. So I do think there needs to be a way for youngsters to be able to be taught how to use it and how to use it positively. But you just look at the following that people get nowadays. It's crazy, and everyone wants to know into your life. And obviously there's parts of your life that you probably want to keep private, but like for example, for me, my glove brands, they love me putting pictures up. It gets them out there, and it gets their name out there and stuff. I've just been sent a new pair of gloves that I've been trying probably the last couple of weeks, and he's desperate to get some pictures off me because he wants to put that on his social media and he wants it on my social media. That's just the way of the world these days, and kids will look at that and see what gloves. I get asked probably 4 or 5 times when I'm walking out of the ground, what gloves are you using? Kids just want to know, and I think that's great for people and for brands. I think it naturally helps them grow.
Never had any superstitions before games?
I wouldn't really say I've got superstitions, no. I don't know if you can class it as a superstition, but I have the same routine. I'll wake up, take the dogs for a walk, well, have some a light breakfast, some cereal or something, take the dogs for a walk, come back, probably get a coffee or something, and then have my pre-match, which is scrambled eggs and ketchup on toast, and then go to football. I wouldn't say it's a superstition, but I do tend to always have the same thing. Do
you have a guilty pleasure in terms of food? Like, when do you actually get to indulge? I'm sure it's not often.
No, I mean, after a game I do tend to have a good meal, whether or not that's going out for dinner or a takeaway or something. If we're late back, that'll be the time that I'll tend to have a big meal. I do have a real sweet tooth as well, so my big go-to probably is, I'd say, chocolate. So that'd probably be my guilty pleasure. Any type of bar or little pouch or something, that'd be my go-to guilty pleasure.
Just talk us through the day ahead.
So we'll get in. We need to be in before 9:30, so we've got 45 minutes to get in. I'll go straight up, have my breakfast. I think we will go through a preview of Tranmere's attackers with Bezo. He'll have the clips of their last however many goals, all of the strikers and stuff, what their threats are. So we'll go through that at probably about 9:45. I'll then probably go and do a little bit of prehab in the gym just to warm my muscles up, maybe a little bit on the bike just to get going, and then we'll probably be straight down for training. We'll go down for training. It'll be the goalkeepers will always go down first on their own. We'll probably have about 45 minutes, maybe a little bit less with Bezo this morning. Just literally short, sharp, get your hands going, that kind of thing. Then we'll be in with the team. We'll probably do a little bit of shape maybe for the game. Little small-sided game, which will be a bit of fun, bit of competition, probably 3 teams, and then maybe some set pieces and stuff to finish. That'll be training done. We'll then go back, have our lunch, get a shower, and then that's probably us done for the day today.
Handshake, into your cutback, set, hold. There.
Beastie, you do that.
Beastie, you do the Tans do the cutback. Yeah. Beastie, play to eat. You don't, yeah, one's to start. Ready, set, hold, cutback, up, play. There it is, stand. Say, good lad, brilliant. Up you get, play Beastie. Yeah, stand. Say, good area.
You go hard, every kick just comes up. Relax it. Even if you tip it down, stand down, you just get it.
Yeah, just show me your control more than anything. Good, up, follow the ball. Good, stand. Save, up. Good lad, brilliant. Got back. Yep, where's the ball? Stand, step. What a save! It's not a training session, it's just...
You first now or not?
No, still go there, mate. Stand first. Set, pull. Set, get up. Calm, brilliant. That's the one, mate. And then, what happens then that comes? Yep, stand, yep. What's a save, Bussy? How you get, hey, great depth in your goal. Wait, touch, set. Good hands. Good strike. Yeah, stand. What a save, Bussy. That's a strong hand, strong area. Yeah. Brilliant, well done. Brilliant. Good work, Bussy. Great play. Superb. Right. Good. Busy. Go on then. Get up. What's a ball that is?
Come on. Wait.
Hey.
Come on. That's you. Go on, Elliot. Oh, yellow.
Yeah, Ryan, I like it.
Yellow.
Not play.
I can't see.
That's what I said.
Get on my set.
Got back. Yes, PK! PK!
Omar,
This is not about me.
it is about you.
It's not about me.
Tell me, what's your opinion on Alex Bass? Good guy?
Kind of worm that. I mean, live, yeah. Right, great. It was brilliant, yeah. Since coming, yeah, and he's taking the goalies to the next level with experience on the pitch and also off the pitch. So I'm happy we got him. In the season, at the end of the season. That's not good. Yeah. I said once again on camera, we're live. So yeah, he's brilliant. Yeah.
What about off camera? Talk us through your lunch. What are you having?
Curry and jacket potato. The less said, the better.
Not a fan of that combination, no?
I'll be honest.
It's until his teeth. How white they are.
Been to Turkey this summer.
He's all in, mate. Nah, not Turkey.
Windsor.